Good morning YouTube, and welcome back to another video. We've got a full day of eating today, with us being literally just over 2 weeks out from the Southern BMBF. It's literally 2 weeks tomorrow, the first show, which is just mad at how quickly that has come about. So I'm going to show you what I'm eating today on Saturday, which I think is the 18th of August 2026, with macros set at 220 protein, 300 carbs and 40 grams of fats, because it is a training day. The time's currently, I think, around sort of 5:30 or close to 5:30, and I've gone out for a little bit of a walk around the block this morning because I left steps a little bit late yesterday, which I wasn't a big fan of, finishing the last few off towards the back end of the day. But also two, my legs are feeling very, very heavy. Now, one of the things that I've struggled with during prep isn't necessarily the diet, isn't necessarily struggling with the food and feeling hungry a lot of the time. It has been training, rest, recovery, and my lower body struggling to recover as well as my upper body. And my legs are feeling very, very heavy today. Now, considering the last time I trained legs was Wednesday, we've still got, well, what feels like concrete posts tied to them. So my aim is to try and walk around the block for a little bit to get a little bit of blood flow into the legs, to try and wake them up a little bit. I've obviously been asleep for however long. And then we are going to spice things up a little bit today by training in a slightly different environment, by going to the same gym that I train at, usually Muscle Hut, but Medway's gym. And the reason for that is that my training has been something that I've not really enjoyed an awful lot in recent weeks, because of the fact that energy levels have been low, because of the fact that, I guess, tiredness and maybe a little bit of mental fatigue with dieting kicks in, and I guess regular exercises, doing the same sessions that I've done for so long, eventually has a little bit of samey attached to them, which is still important at this stage because of the stimulus, in terms of that muscle group that you're training, that having the same exercise is going to keep stimulus the same and aid recovery, in the sense that training new exercises can have a bit of a knock-on effect because your body's not used to those movement patterns and things like that. So I know it's all part of the process and it's all essential, but I think just training in a different environment, in a different setting, with different people around, could be, I keep moving in my arms ache here, could be really, really key for me in terms of having a good session. Now, the foreseeable plan is that, obviously with 2 weeks coming up to the show, is that this week we'll round off another week of training, because tomorrow will be a rest day. Then it's the usual 5 sessions next week: push pull legs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest day Thursday, and then upper lower Friday, Saturday. And then the week of the show is just going to be going down to 3 sessions, where it's going to be a push on a Monday, I think a pull on a Tuesday, and then like an upper body pump, I think, on a Thursday or a Friday, something like that. But it's just 3 sessions, but I can't remember what days exactly those 3 sessions are. So I know that I haven't got many sessions left, which gives me a bit more motivation to push, even harder than what I'm already doing, because I know that in that week of prep, the week of the show, when there's a bit more food going in, a bit more recovery time, less sessions, etc., I'll have that opportunity to sort of have a little bit of pick me up, to help sort of pump me out a little bit. But yeah, that's sort of where we're at. Current body weight this morning was 73.5, so we are currently up around sort of 0.7, 0.8 from yesterday, which could be down to the fact that I know that I drank a lot more fluid yesterday. I know that I obviously got this inflammation, this little bit of swelling in my legs, which is going to have its part. But also we had a chicken mince and rice yesterday for dinner, with quite some high volume lettuce salad and a little bit of tomato, so maybe there's some digestion to go on there, but I'm not really fussed too much about the body weight going up. I hit my new lowest body weight this week, and yeah, at this stage it's just about the condition, and we didn't look too bad post workout yesterday, so all is good. So yeah, we're gonna just head back now. I've got a few steps in the bank early doors, and then we'll go and have meal 1, and then meal 2 will form very quickly after, because I'm aiming to go to the gym in sort of a couple of hours, and there's a little bit of a drive to it, so cake's over. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. We have arrived at Muscle Hut Medway, a 45-minute journey this morning, which wasn't helped by the fact that Ashford through to Maidstone is basically, or Ashford to Maidstone that way, is 50 miles an hour for more roadworks, which I remember them doing that years ago when I used to work in Maidstone. So what they still need to do, I've got no idea. But we've got pre-workout snack about to go in, jam, honey jam, and just 2 rice cakes. Usually I'd have 4, but I haven't got enough, and because I've already eaten, I had meal 1, which you would have seen earlier, which was my egg whites with 80 grams, 2 bacon medallions, 1 bagel thin, and some ketchup. I've already got a little bit of fuel in me, so a couple of rice cakes should do the job, and then I'll take my pre-workout, which is close to 2 scoops to be fair, of MB Pre, and then just wait for that to kick in, so about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll go and train legs. My right hamstring is still feeling really achy, so consulting with Max this morning, we'll see how it feels during the first couple of sets, but if it's going to be too problematic, then I'm going to just pull back on the weight and just do a few more higher rep sets on hamstring work. So that'll be in regards to the hack squat that I've got for today's legs, and the seated hamstring curl as well. But we'll just obviously play it by ear, see how it feels, and then go from there. Legs done, and you know what, that was a thoroughly enjoyable session in the end. Trying out different variants of kit for the same exercises I've been doing previously, so different type of hack squat, which was pretty nice and felt pretty smooth actually, that Watson bit of kit. and taking out the toe press for like a actual calf extension machine was pretty nice. So yeah, I think the change of scenery's done me wonders actually. I really enjoyed that, and it set me up in a good mood for the rest of the day. And I think at this stage, I can get away with not chasing numbers on the logbook because I'm so close to that first show, and actually just getting the stimulus, getting a good pump on is the most important thing. A shame about the posing room at Medway Muscle Heart. The lighting is pretty shambolic, to be perfectly honest with you, but we've got a couple of rounds of posing in. I'll probably do some a bit later on as well, actually, after a bit more food's gone in, just to see what it looks like, a bit more pumped up with food in. And you can see, I think, from some of my poses where I've obviously been drinking water and had a couple of meals today, where it's just looking a little bit sort of softer on the midsection. But I'm pretty happy with actually the visuals this morning. I'm pretty happy with where things are at, and just they're generally in a pretty good mood, in good spirits, which is obviously really nice compared to how the previous sort of days and weeks have gone. But yeah, we're going to head back to home now to have my next meal, and then I think I'm actually going to head into Aldi because I've got some e-learning to do, but work are going to pay me for it if I go in, so I might just pop in for an hour or 2 hours, get an hour or 2 hours pay to do that, because I've got nothing else planned for today. And then yeah, I'll show you my next meal. We're going to go home, we're going to have 375 grams of uncooked weight chicken. The reason I've gone for slightly more chicken today is because I got it cheap at work, so it needs eating up. So that's going to be where most of my protein source is going to come from. And then my usual sort of mango chunks with some lettuce and some salad in there as well, just to help fuel up with the nutrients and the protein. So yeah, let's head back home. Now, I didn't realise that I've not got any mango left, so I've substituted that for a bagel thin. But fortunately, I've got the carbs to play with to allow for slightly extra carbs with the bagel thin. So my next meal now is 40 grams of lettuce, a shredded iceberg, 40 grams of baby leaf salad, 375 grams of uncooked weight chicken, and then one bagel thin with a little bit of pink Himalayan on as well. But I put out on my Instagram a Q&A box to help answer some questions for today's video as well. So we're going to answer some of them now, or at least answer one of them now because I want to eat. But one of the questions is, do you think that taking supplements long term is beneficial or sustainable against eating a more focused, balanced diet? Now, I will always say it's so important to get your vitamins and your nutrients from your whole foods, right, first and foremost, because what a supplement is something to supplement something missing from your diet. So if, for example, you don't eat a lot of fish, you might want to take omega-3 supplements because it's going to help to supplement the fact that you don't consume a lot of fish. When we don't get a lot of sunshine in England, you might want to take some vitamin D tablets to help obviously get vitamin D if you're deficient in vitamin D. But I always think that if your nutrition for the most part is, consisting of whole single ingredient nutritious foods, you're going to get the majority of the nutrients your body needs to function properly, so you wouldn't then need to take many supplements at all. The only supplements that I tend to take are protein powder, which is deemed a supplement because it helps me to boost my protein intake up, but also it's flavoursome for my cream of rice, which I'm going to have later, by the way. And I'll also take some sleep supplements as well, the Dream Sleep from Trained by JP, because my sleep is something that suffers at the best of times, but even more so during prep. So it all depends on the individual, but I would just say that first and foremost, look at your diet first. And if you're deficient in certain things because of your diet, change that first. And then if you're someone that has a good clean diet majority of the time and still lacking, then you might want to take supplements. But 100% no. Balanced diet will always outweigh taking supplements first.
Oh, when your day just doesn't plan out how you had hoped. So I went into work in Aldi to go and do the bloody e-learning, finish that off. 2.5 hours later, I leave the place. But we've come back for the best part of the day, my favourite meal, the cream of rice. I mean, look at it. Just look at that glorious goodness. We've got 95 grams of the Trained by JP white chocolate coconut flavour, I think it is, cream of rice. with the half a bar of dark chocolate, so 12.5 grams of dark chocolate, with 122 grams of strawberries, 125 grams of raspberries, 75 grams of frozen bluebs, with 1 banana, and then ground cinnamon sprinkled on top. It's just an absolutely delightful dish. I'm about 6,000 steps behind at the moment for today, and it's 3 o'clock. So I'm going to charge my phone because my phone is nearly dead. It is on 13%. So I've also got as well, which I will show you because it's been used as a tripod at the moment, is another 1.5 litres basically of electrolytes going in. So that's going to take me to a total of 6 litres of water for the day. I have 3 lots of the electrolytes, so that's 4.5 litres. 1.5 first thing in the morning, which was with meal 1. 1.5 litres during training, so during my leg session earlier. Normal water on its own, and then I'm just having that again for more electrolytes. But that'll take me close to 6 litres basically of just strict water. And then with my other drinks, I have tea, coffee throughout the day. Fluid intake is going to be great. But yeah, we're going to have this, watch some YouTube, and then go box off my steps.
So, about 6,800 steps done so far, which is good. But yeah, we've come to watch mates play cricket. I won't show you too much of the action because it is Div 12 quality, so it's not particularly mind-blowing. Sorry, lads. But yeah, for those of you that have been asking me like why I'm not playing cricket or the lack of cricket updates in recent weeks, it's purely because of just the effects of prep. You know, cricket is one of those games which lasts all day. If you're in the field for 40 overs or you're batting for a long time, which to be fair I wasn't, it does have a lot of physical demands and stresses on the body, and I just noticed it was having an impact on, you know, just how I was feeling typically day to day, just because of the exertion, and you know, being closer and closer to prep, it just made sense just to sort of just give it up for a little bit because I wasn't enjoying it, I think, because of how much it was affecting me. And although, you know, when you play at this level, the leagues are local, you could be getting home at 7, 8 p.m. at night, and then when I've got work the next day or I've got to prep my food and everything like that, it just adds to the day. And I just found enjoyment, I guess, peace, calmness in doing other things, you know, like my sister recently having her son, so me becoming an uncle, the wicket's just fallen, meant that I could just spend time being an uncle or chilling out and doing other things that were helping to distract me from bodybuilding, and using my time off work, both off coaching and at Aldi, to just have some downtime and just relax a little bit. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. I'm sure during an off season in years to come, we'll get back playing to it, but for now I'm just enjoying being a spectator. Huge scenes at Wolves Rugby Club, huge scenes. I wasn't going to vlog this bit, but the batsman has just hit a full toss onto his helmet, which the keeper's caught, and the square leg umpire, who's fielding at point, by the way, you can't see because it's just so far, has given us a no ball. Very, very controversial. Willsborough, who got, I think, 193 their 40 overs, have now got the visiting side 58 for 2 in the 15th over. So close game, but yeah, huge scenes from the square leg umpire who's fielding at point, who's gave us a no ball. I mean, it's an awful delivery, to be fair. It's an absolutely awful delivery. Didn't deserve to get a wicket, but this is what I talk about at Div 12 cricket. This is the level. Village cricket, Div 12, this is what you get. We are back for final meal of the day, which is 250 grams of chicken mince with 120 grams of cherry tomatoes to finish off the packet. 250 grams of microwavable jasmine rice with I think it was again like 40-50 grams of lettuce with 35 grams of salad. Again, I just used the packs up. There's no point leaving the last few crumbs in there. But all macros hit for the day. I'm going to attach to the video the full macros consumed for the day. And we've ticked off the steps on the walk home back from watching the boys play cricket. So a pretty productive Saturday. Sessions ticked off, e-learning at work done, food hit, steps hit. And we're going to spend the evening watching the darts because World Match Play is on. None of this England-France third place playoff nonsense because who really cares about that game? Dolly, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi, Dolly? No, she doesn't. And she's not going to be having a bite of this to eat either. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the full day of eating, then please do give the video a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure that you do. We are 35 subs away from that 100 sub target by the end of 2026. And as of tomorrow, so today being Saturday, as of tomorrow, we are 2 weeks out from the first show. So yeah, crunch time begins. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.